Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today for day 7 of the UK lockdown, and we're now coming up to the first full week of this lockdown. I'm currently taking my daily exercise, and I'm just in a little wooded area, not too far away from my home. The name of the game these days, Hot Potters, seems to be to try and get out as far as you can in as little amount of time as you can and not encounter another living soul other than members of your own household. So folks, how are we all doing? Keeping your spirits up? I must admit, Hot Potters, that this national crisis has taken a dark turn in the H household, as yesterday Mrs H decreed that beer was non-essential in our household, and she's commandeered the little fridge that I have where I normally keep my beers, and she's now filled that with what she claims is more essential stuff, which is fresh fruit and vegetables. So this national crisis has now taken officially a dark turn in my household. But joking aside, really, how is everybody doing? Now, it turns out that many of you out there, from the comments that you've left below on my previous vlogs, are now questioning the validity of this whole coronavirus thing. Whilst you sort of acknowledge, some of you, that there is a virus out there, you're questioning the measures and the extremities that the government are taking, keeping us all locked in. Especially seeing as a video has emerged online, which one or two of you pointed me to, and I thank you for that, of one fella driving around what I presume is his local hospital. And he was driving around this hospital fully expecting to see a hive of activity that you would expect in an emergency, such as, a virus pandemic or epidemic. And he was shocked to find that there wasn't a soul around this hospital. It was shut up. It was like a ghost town. Other than one or two members of staff wandering around having a crafty smoke, or a crafty fag as we say here in the UK. I know it has a different meaning over in the US. There was nothing. And obviously he's just left it up to the viewer's imagination as to why this could be. But I don't know what to make of it, Hot Potters. It's certainly an interesting video, and it does make you wonder just what the hell is going on. And that's the problem with this whole thing. Nobody knows what to believe. Now, as I've stated in previous videos, I always try and keep away from the conspiracy theories. I know I have my own ideas, but I always try and make those theories based off fact and what little bit of logic's out there, rather than just clutching at straws, so to speak. And for now, I am going to follow the government's guidelines. I'm going to continue with daily exercise and keeping away from people. And the only reason for that, Hot Potters, is not because I'm a sheep or I'm asleep or whatever it is that the conspiracy theorists claim. It's simply because the stakes are too high if you get it wrong. If you decide and choose to indulge in the more extreme theories that there's out there, and by that I mean the sort where you're just a few steps away from believing that the Queen and Boris Johnson's a lizard, and Tony Blair and things like that. If you want to indulge in them theories and you get it wrong, ultimately you're dead. And you're a long time dead, as they say. So you'll have a lot of time to contemplate on shall we say, the folly of following those kind of theories. So I keep away from those. But that's the problem with this now, this pandemic. Anyone with a camera, such as myself, and an internet connection can put the theory out there. And everyone out there is entitled to a theory and an opinion, and their own ideas on this. All anybody can do who's watching videos is do as Bruce Lee once advised. Take what is useful to you and discard the rest. And by that, what he means is, take what's useful, analyse it, and all the other, shall we say, more outlandish things, leave them. Don't take them on board. And that's all any of us can do at this moment in time, Hot Potters. None of us have any real answer to this. The powers that be don't have any real answer to this. And that's what's frightening. That's what's scary. Apparently Boris Johnson is going to write to each and every one of us this week and explain what the government is doing, what the NHS are doing, and the importance of following the rules that they've put in place. Once again, the media bear a big responsibility for the panic and the fear that's spreading throughout this country. Not only in this country, it'll be in other Western countries as well, and anywhere where this disease is just seemingly running riot. And a typical example that I'll give regarding the media not really being responsible is one of the health officials yesterday claimed that these measures could take up to 6 months. And from that, the media has jumped on that we could be under lockdown for 6 months. And that's not what she said at all. What she actually said was the measures such as social distancing, so keeping 2 metres apart from people, not shaking hands, keeping physical contact to a minimum, those could be in place for up to 6 months. No one's talking about keeping people locked in their homes for 6 months. I do think this lockdown period will extend past the initial 3 weeks, but it won't go on for 6 months, I don't think. But that's my own opinion. Another thing with the media, is it me, or yesterday when they announced the people who had sadly succumbed to this disease, which I think the figure was 209, did you get the feeling that the people reporting this were slightly disappointed that the figure wasn't higher and it hadn't topped the previous day's death toll, which was 260? It just seems that the media throughout this, they're not being very responsible, and they should be made to be responsible, really. Or we should just simply not buy the newspapers, and that would make them be responsible, wouldn't it? So folks, what are you doing to keep yourself entertained? What I've had to do, I've had to rig up my old YouView box. Now, when I first became legally licence free, which was in around 2015, you were still able to watch the BBC iPlayer without a TV licence. This changed that about September 2016. So, around that time we stopped watching the catch-up players because, to be honest with you, we got fed up with the adverts, and the technology is very clunky at times. They don't run very well. So we moved more over to YouTube and Dailymotion and other streaming sites. And what we found was it was better content, it was better quality. But because of this pandemic and worldwide emergency, YouTubers such as myself are not making as much content. I mean, I would much rather be out looking at something that Fred Dibner made, or, a job that he did, or something like that, or going looking at some little curiosity, than wandering round a wooded area talking about bloody coronavirus, I really would. Although, the view from here today is lovely, Hot Potters. I'll just swing the camera around for you. A little bit chilly, it's a little bit colder. It's a jacket colder, as we say here in Wigan and up north, than it has been in previous days, but, I would much rather I'd be out doing other things. So, there's not as much content out there. I'm not creating as much, and obviously other YouTubers who are under lockdown are not creating as much. So we've been forced to start watching the catch-up players again. And to be honest with you, although it's good that Toby's, my little son's, able to watch different cartoons, I'm appalled at the quality of content and what passes for entertainment on television. I realise what I've not been missing, But there you go. Hopefully this thing will be cleared up soon and then I can disconnect it again, because it was a bit of a pain to get it all rigged back up, to be honest. But there you go. Many thanks to everyone out there who has commented and given your ideas and your thoughts. I appreciate it all. It seems that these videos are quite popular for some reason. As I say, personally speaking, they're not my type of video. I know there's many people out there who've made a career Sorry, I've just got to duck there below the trees. Otherwise they'll scrape me old bald bonts, won't they? I know there's many people out there who make a career just sitting in a vehicle somewhere and rabbiting on usually about themselves. That's not me, you know. I don't really like those sort of videos myself, so I don't make them. But Hobson's choice at present, Hot Potters, Hobson's choice. Now, a film that I decided to watch, seeing as it's a scary time and I really wanted to scare myself, was an old film. It was more of a BBC docudrama from 1984 called Threads. And I suggest you go and check it out, go and try and find it somewhere on the internet. I had to use a download site to get it, to be honest, so I can't give you a link to it. But what it basically follows is supposedly a nuclear attack on Sheffield at the height of the Cold War, and it was dubbed at the time the closest you'll ever want to get to nuclear war. And it's pretty scary, not because, I mean, we're not facing that, are we, with this epidemic? But what is scary is how quickly society breaks down. And the image, I've seen the film before, but the image that always sticks in my mind is the traffic warden armed with a rifle. And he's been drafted in because they're losing personnel and they're stuck. I mean, they need other people and they're trying to control populace. So look that one up, Pot Potters, and it's something for you to watch if you're not scared already. And on that note, folks, I'm going to leave it because this video is coming up to 11.5 minutes long. So as always, stay safe, and until the next time, when it'll be day 8 of the UK lockdown, bye-bye for now.
Detention camps are improvised to cope with looters. Their numbers are growing.